All right, welcome back to another great interview, part of our interview series at College Football on the Bridge. I got San Houston State's head coach Phil Longo. How you doing today, Coach?
Good. How you doing? I appreciate the invite here.
Yeah, I been following you for a while as far as watching you as a coordinator and coach, and just get the opportunity to talk to you. I think you're one of the top offensive minds in the country, and it's been been an interesting watching you everywhere you've gone and having success. Um, got to get into a little bit. Last year, you guys had a rough start, but you guys had ridiculous amount of obstacles in your path. I mean, you guys were playing away, um, having to go stay in hotels for every home game, even though you were home. You guys came in. I think you guys had like 50 guys in the transfer portal in your first year, so you were kind of behind the eight ball. And that being said, you guys are still competing in neck and neck in some games. And some close losses, and at the end of the year, got some good solid wins in there against Oregon State. Coming into this year, you guys are bringing back a lot of guys. How's that been? Do you think the struggles last year and all the issues did that kind of gel you guys a little bit more going into year two?
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up. I say often that the staff and I are extremely appreciative of the foundation and the blueprint that the group that we had last year helped us build and lay here in the program and in this building, and they kind of set the tone for how we do things, and there are 46 guys that are back from last year's team that were they were handpicked. We did show up here, a year and a half ago with 58 guys in the portal. They were already in the portal even prior to my hiring. I was hired the day before the bowl game, so we go out and beat Georgia Southern, and then I come back to reality, which was 58 guys on the roster, including 24 of the top 26 defensive players were gone. And that's water under the bridge now, but it was a major task to play 12 away games, no stadium, no fans, no tailgating, no real relationship with the guys because the 58 replacements, the 58 guys that we brought in, 34 of them didn't get here until June. So that is last year, but we are very much appreciative of the culture that they helped us build here. There was a good culture when I got here. There was the last time I was here, and that hasn't changed. It's an expectation here at Sam and in this building and in this program, and so we wanted to get back to it, and we've done that this year. And I think we went from a high school class of four guys to 18 this year, which is one of our highest ranked high school classes in the history of the school. We didn't need to bring 58 in this year, and we didn't need to do it without any money. This year we were funded for rev share, and we brought in 33, and those were guys that we actually had time to research and recruit. So right now we're in practice 14 of camp. I really like our progress. I like our unity, and I like how physical we are in the field. So it's been a successful camp to date.
Yeah, and I'm sure it helps having a guy like Landon Locke coming over. He's kind of followed you over from Wisconsin. Been very much you guys are kind of tied up. It's been good to have him there. What's his progression been like going into year two of you?
Well, like his brother Braden, who I had the pleasure of coaching at Wisconsin, both guys very, very bright, great students of the game, obsessed with the X's and O's piece of it. And Landon and Braden have different personalities, but they're both very intelligent quarterbacks. And so we enjoy a couple things this year. We've got stability in the quarterback room. There's a declared starter that's running with our first team. And, he took control in the spring and has become a leader on our offensive side of the ball. Um, we have some young guys in the quarterback room behind him. We have DJ Bailey, who was with us last season, and he has progressed. And then we brought in three freshmen. So we've got some young talent, but They are very talented, and this game's important to them. And I'm having as much fun in my quarterback room right now as I've had in a while, and so I'm enjoying coaching these guys. And we're going to need every bit of the next 16, 17 days to get ready for the opener.
Absolutely. And another thing is the running back depth. Having Coco there and then bringing in a guy like McCaskill. Just having some depth pieces there. Just I mean, because it's a long season, you got to have that depth. You can't have, you got to have a full unit to get things done. And I think having McCaskill there definitely helps kind of take some of the weight off of Coco.
So we do. We have Alton back, we have Coco back, and then Jerry Parker, who was a really good back for us last year. He didn't get on the field much because of the depth that we had at running back, but he's put on 12 pounds and he's much thicker and he's playing more physical ball now, and so he right now completes that three-man stable that we'd like to have offensively of Coco, Alton, and Jerry on. And then we've got two freshmen, Wingfield and Dowdy are both very, very talented. After seeing them in camp now, really good, solid running back recruits. We're happy. Those are two of the 18 that we brought in, and we are definitely we're elated with the freshmen. You'll see some of them this year. I'm not sure who yet, but they're too talented not to get on the field some way, shape, or form. And so we feel like right now we've got some good depth in that room.
Yeah, I was just looking at the Conference USA this year. I had actually probably about a month ago, I interviewed Casey Woods up at Missouri State. There's a
Yeah,
lot of offensive firepower in this conference with just the offensive minds and the coordinators and everything. It should be a really fun conference to look at, and just from a fan perspective, watching game after game.
sure.
Um, how do you prepare as far as playing the different dynamics of different offenses? I mean, you got to start against Troy and their thing, but you have a kind of a good array of different coordinators, different styles you got to go against this year.
Well, I think any coordinator and Coach Lindsay, our DC, and Coach Patterson, our OC, wouldn't tell you any different. You got to figure out what does the team that you do well, and what do they hang their hat on, and what they do the best is what you have to stop. And the stuff on the periphery, the game plan plays and all that, you got to defend that too. But I think regardless of what kind of offense or defense you run, defensively it's about finding the weaknesses. It's about attacking grass for us. It's about taking advantage of numbers and leverage. On defense, I think you want to figure out what does an offensive system do well, who are their top players and what do they do with them, and those guys they have to be the primary focus with regards to what you're defending. And of course, the more diverse the system, or the more talented the group, the more difficult your plan is is going to be. I think we focus in 1 week at a time. Troy has a certain character to what they're doing on both sides of the ball, and that is our only focus right now is the opening game.
Yeah. So coming in year two, fall camp, do you feel like you got everything, your system in place? Everybody knows the system pretty well. Game plan ready to go, type thing. Coming from year one to year two, you feel like you got everything implemented.
Well, it's a very different world right now. I mean, in the past, before the portal, you had an opportunity to, you bring back 70 players every year, 75 players, and so you've got the majority of your kids back that know your system, and after a while, truthfully, it kind of runs itself. I mean, you've got older guys teaching the younger guys. They know why we're doing, when we're doing, what we're doing, and right now with the portal that has changed. So we had, in the high 40s returning this year. Then we brought in our freshman class, and then you bring in the 33 portal kids. So there's still half a football team to teach, but it has made things easier for two reasons. One, those 46 guys, I refer to them as 46 coaches coming back because they know what we're doing. And the other thing is to sign 31 of your 33 portal kids and have them here in January. We had 92 players in spring ball, which is the most I've ever had in my 38 years of coaching. And so that led into some continuity because we were able to get everything into the spring. And so coming back here in the summer and August camp, there's some recall now because this is not the first time they've done it, which was very, very different for us last year. So there's continuity. We have a little bit of leadership and a little bit more depth, and so hopefully those things bode well for us.
I do have two more questions. They're kind of non Sam Houston questions. Just, I mean, honestly, I could interview for you a while just off of your career, just the different situations. But you coach with Matt Corral. Yeah, you coach with Sam Howell. Um, right now, probably the most trendiest name that you've coached for was Drake Maye. Um, when you had Drake Maye on campus at UNC, were you seeing what we're seeing now? I mean, almost winning the Super Bowl last year with the Patriots. Tell me a little bit about Drake.
So Drake was a lot of fun. I mean, he's a unique athlete because he's got such a tremendous basketball background as well. I mean, he was an outstanding basketball player coming out of high school also, and there's a long history there in that family of great athletes dating back to his mom and dad, and then his brother wins a baseball championship at in Florida, and two brothers played on the North Carolina basketball team, and one of them hit the shot to win the national championship. So, there's a legacy there. The Mays are the Mannings of North Carolina, and I had the luxury and the pleasure of being able to coach Drake, who is ultra competitive, ultra coachable. Really, really, really bright kid, upbeat, happy every day, love the game, and when you got to kick guys out of the office like that, you're living in a good world because you just never study enough at the quarterback position. And that was I've been blessed to be around a lot of them. I mean, Jordan Tamu was fantastic, and Shea Patterson was a good one, and Matt Corral was a good one, and Sam Howell was a great one, and you've got even Tanner Mordecai, who got hurt but was just one of the toughest quarterbacks I've ever coached up at Wisconsin. And Drake is special because of his mobility. He's a total package quarterback. He can run it, he can throw it, he can throw from any arm slot, from any body position. And I think he continued to get better as he kind of cleaned up his feet and quieted his feet down a little bit. And it does not surprise me one bit that he is flourishing in the league right now. And I think you're going to see him as a staple in the NFL for quite some time.
Yes, sir. Um, got to ask you about Mike Leach. From what I understand, you didn't ever coach under him, but I read that you like drove like 700 miles just to go talk to him and kind of learn some of his system, and you kind of took his system and adapted it a little bit. Do you have any good, whether it's a coaching story or a funny story? I mean, Mike Leach, I'm sure you have thousands of good stories, but can you give me a good Mike Leach story?
Well, we could be here all day telling Mike Leach stories. I mean, he is. Um, I mean, this could be till midnight. I'll say this: when he was at Washington State, um, we would, and while he was at Texas Tech too, but we kind of continued this while he was at Washington State. He would call um, on Sundays, and we would talk Sunday evenings, and he'd say, "What little wrinkles are you putting in this week?" And I'd always give him a run play first, and that would piss him off because he doesn't want to talk about the run game at all. And then after he got over that, then we would talk about something we're doing in the pass game. And I did say, what is it that you're looking for? And he's like, well, listen, you guys ran this shovel draw last week, where you shoveled it and you got three plays of over 20 yards. I want you to get on speaker and just talk to the offensive staff about how you guys installed it and what you did at every position. And I had to laugh, and he said, what are you laughing at? I said, well, I can do that, but we got that play from Mike Leach. I mean, Mike Leach ran that at Oklahoma when he was offense coordinator, and they made a living on it. And that's where I got it. That's how I learned how to run it. That's where all the teaching and the coaching points came from. He said, "Well, I haven't run it in a long time. I don't even know." Because you just teach my guys, and so we can put it in. So he asked me to teach back a play that I actually got from him, which was par for the course with Mike sometimes.
Yeah, he's definitely missed as a college football fan. Like Mike Leach is at the podium. You're just writing it down because it might not even be something football related, but it's gold no matter what he says. It's great whether it's funny or just learning from him, and definitely miss him in the sport.
Well, I owe him so much because I wouldn't be here uh, working my dream job and coaching and being at this level as a head coach and running the offense and doing the things that I'm doing right now without what I learned from Mike. I mean, George DeLeon was a great mentor of mine when I first started. Um, he set me straight from a work ethic standpoint and showed me what knowing college ball and just the sport of football was really all about. I thought I knew everything, had all the answers, and I ran into George DeLeon, and he kind of it was a drastic education there. And I remember driving home from Syracuse thinking, wow, I really don't know anything. And if I really want to be successful in this business, I gotta buck up here and study the game and figure it out because I really I was exposed. I didn't know nearly as much as I thought I did. And then I met Mike after that. And I did. I drove quite a while to go see him in a clinic in Kentucky. And I didn't get to ask him a question until about 1 o'clock. And, he had spent about 2 hours with some other guys. And then he and I wound up staying there until about 4:30 in the morning, and he was getting up the next morning to go run drills and do all that stuff. But we talked for over 3 hours and I left there after 3 days knowing that this may be the best offensive system that uh, I've been exposed to. And I have been running it ever since. And over the years, I pestered him a lot, and we became very good friends and spent a lot of time together talking ball, both in person and on the phone. And I just, I don't know if I would be here now coaching and doing what I'm doing without the mentorship of Mike Leach. And I miss him. I really do. It's been a different 2.5 years without him.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time. I mean, I'm a small, very small channel. I've got up to 57 subscribers, so I'm trying to honestly, it's just kind of a hobby. I'm like, let me see if I can get someone to talk to me. I mean, you never know until you ask, right? And trying to grow it a little bit, just kind of have fun with it. And I love college football, so being able to get a chance to talk to you, talk to some other coaches and players, it's been awesome, and I appreciate your time.
Well, I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk about Sam Houston football. And, I always appreciate anybody that's trying to promote our sport. So appreciate the invite. And anytime you need me, I'll be back.
And I'll be rooting for you guys. All right.
Appreciate you. You have a good one.
Thank you.